This is Singles Exchange. Let's talk, let's hang. This is Singles Exchange. Singles Exchange.
All right. Welcome back to Singles Exchange, a podcast that focuses on conversations, connections, and community. As always, I am your host, Joy J, and we are back with another super exciting episode. Before we get started, you know the drill. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Singles Exchange on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, and whatever your podcast streaming platform is. So, we are back. It's June. It's getting hot outside. The restrictions are being lifted left and right. And I am happy. I hope you guys are too. I pray that you're still proceeding with caution because we don't want to rush things too fast and be right back where we started with this whole COVID thing. But I am excited, y'all. The world is opening back up, and I'm even more excited because it is one of my favorite seasons. Yes, it is wedding season. Oh my God. If you really know me, we used to play this game in college called If You Really Know Me. And it was just like a chance to get to know each other and things like that. But I've taken it and made it one of my everyday phrases. So if you really know me, you know that I love love. I love weddings. I love wedding season. I love celebrating love. Um, and I get so excited because this is the time of year where everybody's getting married. And because of COVID, it's even more that way. A lot of people had to cancel or postpone their ceremonies last year, and now it's on and popping. Okay, people out here getting married left and right and left and right and left and right, and I am here for it. Um, I have been in several weddings. I've been to more weddings than I can count. I've been just like a party goer or a witness at weddings more than I can count. But to actually be like a bridesmaid or an instrumental part, I've been in at least five. I honestly stopped counting after five, so I know there's at least one more, maybe two more. But I've been in quite a few weddings. So I just wanted to tell y'all about my experiences being a single friend and being in these weddings, right? Um, Before we get into that, I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all right now my favorite part of wedding and my least favorite part of weddings because that's what they always ask you, like in the movies, like in 27 Dresses. They always ask her, like, what's your favorite part of the wedding? And she was like, when everybody's looking at the bride, I look at the groom and I see his face. And I feel like that was a pivotal moment for a lot of people because then they started to do the same thing. Like, our attention is turned towards the bride, but I also want to see how the groom is reacting to the bride. And I feel like that changed a lot of people's narrative. And that is one of my favorite parts. Y'all, I can't talk today, but it's gonna be all right. My words gonna get themselves together and I'm gonna get my life. So one of my favorite parts is seeing how the groom reacts to the bride and all of her beauty and her regalia, and she comes in with her big pretty gown and her flowers or whatever she's choosing to carry. Like, it's a beautiful moment. But my honest to God all-time favorite part of weddings are the flower girls and the ring bearers. Y'all, these kids don't be caring nothing about what we doing. I don't care that I'm dressed up. I don't care that y'all want me to throw these little stupid petals on the ground. I don't care that I'm supposed to carry this pillow with this ring on it. Like, the kids don't be here for any of it. And it's so funny to me. Y'all know I like to laugh, so that's why it's funny. But it's so funny to me because um people be like coercing the kids down the aisle. Like, they be trying to bribe them with fruit snacks and stuff. I have seen people have to like parents have to leave their seat and walk down the aisle with their child because they won't go at all. I've seen kids, they open the door for the little girl or the little boy to walk in and the little baby bust out crying. Like, y'all, the ring bearers and the flower girls are the funniest part of weddings for me because it brings some humor in it and it's not so like tense. Like if you've been behind the scenes of a wedding or weddings plural, then you know how much stuff is going on. So that kind of breaks the ice and brings some comedic relief to it. So that's they are definitely my favorite part. My least favorite part of weddings, and if you out there, if you agree, hop on Facebook and let me know that you understand what I'm coming from, where I'm coming from. My least favorite part of weddings, the bouquet toss. Y'all listen. Y'all know I'm the single friend. So when it's time for the bride to toss her bouquet, typically in our culture, um, the bride tosses the bouquet and an eligible bachelorette snatches it out of the air or catches it or whatever happens at y'all ceremonies. And the old wives' tale, I guess you could call it, is to say like, oh, this is going to be the next bride. This is going to be the next person to get married. Now, again, I've been to tons of weddings. I've probably only been to one wedding where the person who caught the bouquet was actually the next person to get married, but whatever. It's just a fun tradition that people do. I don't like the bouquet toss, and this is why. I'm short. I'm 5'2". By the time we've gotten to the reception and to that part of things, I've taken my heels off. So I'm literally standing 5'2". There's no extra added height. 9 times out of 10, I got on a long dress and I can't maneuver the way I want to. And I'm trying to catch this bouquet. I also hate it because I'm a single friend and I be at the table and I be trying to like just y'all can have it. Cause I'm not gonna get it because I'm short. I know me, I'm not finna tussle and roll around on the floor with nobody for this bouquet. Like I'm just not gonna do it. That's not me. That's not who I am. So the little old ladies at the tables be like, "Go on out there, baby." I don't want to. I don't want to. Leave me alone. Um, I will do it. Just I go out there and kind of stand around and make it look like I halfway tried to catch it, but I don't even be trying to catch the bouquet. Maybe that's why I'm single now. Maybe I need to be like them people that like tackle the other people for the bouquet and stuff. Like maybe that needs to be me, but it's not currently me. Okay, I'm just gonna live in my truth. I'm not about to do all that. So that's my favorite and my least favorite parts of weddings. Um, so now I want to tell you guys about my experiences being a bridesmaid, but I also want to talk to the other bridesmaids out there. So if you have ever been a bridesmaid or if you are going to be a bridesmaid in the future, I want you to understand that these are some truths that I have found and just I want to help you out. Now, was supposed to count these beforehand, but I didn't. So we going to say we got one, two, three, four, five truths. One, two, three, four. Yeah, five truths about being a bridesmaid. Um, the first truth or the first thing that you need to understand about being a bridesmaid is that your opinion really don't matter. That sounds a lot worse saying it out loud than writing it on the paper. But what I mean is the only real opinions that matter when it comes to the wedding and how things are running and what you should wear and how you should stand. Like the only opinions that really matter are the bride and groom. Like we try to put all the focus on the bride, but I am the person that likes to focus on the couple because the whole purpose of us being here is for them to become one, for them to, for their union to become a covenant. Like that's why we're here. So, it's not just about the bride; it's about the bride and the groom. Now, 9 times out of 10, the groom don't really care. stand there because my wife said that that's what she wants you to be, and just do what she said so we can all go home and be in peace. Like 9 times out of 10, that's the kind of groom you're gonna get anyway, so you won't run into a lot of issues. But again, the only opinions that matter are the brides and the grooms, not yours, not y'all friends, not they mamas, like just y'all. So, or just the bride and groom. And sometimes you're gonna disagree. There will definitely be times where, as the bridesmaid, you feel like this could have been done differently, or we shouldn't have did this at all, or we should have done this. And if the bride asks for your opinion, give your opinion and leave it at that. Don't be annoyed if they don't take your opinion and do what you think they should do. Like, don't be aggravated because you know, it really wasn't about you anyway. Be a bridesmaid, stand there and be cute and be great. And I'm gonna say that part to the end because I want to talk to the brides about these dresses that y'all be picking because some of them be cute and others be looking like curtains. But we gonna get to that. We gonna get to that in a minute. Matter of fact, let me go on and write it down um so that I don't forget when we get to that part. But anyway, so that's number one. The first truth about being a bridesmaid is that your opinion really doesn't matter in this moment. Your presence is required because he or she is your friend and they love you and they want you to be a part of their special day. So revel in that and just do what was asked of you. So, the second truth about being a bridesmaid, or the second thing that you need to understand about being a bridesmaid, is that you will have to work with people that you may not like or that you may not know. 9 times out of 10, the bridal party is a culmination of all of her friend groups and her family, and sometimes his family, sometimes not. It just kind of depends. But um, I was in a wedding where I was the only bridesmaid from this particular friend group. I went to school with this person and I was the only friend from school. Everybody else was a cousin or a god sister or a friend from somewhere else. I literally knew nobody in that wedding. I had seen their faces a couple of times because at that point, the bridesmaids, of course, had been talking to each other for months in preparation for the big day. But I didn't know a soul at that wedding but the bride. I didn't even know the groom that well. I literally knew the bride. And of course, it's the bride's big day. So she's busy. It ain't like I could sit there and talk to her while things are happening. I was a lone soldier and I had to make it work. And honestly, in that particular wedding, I wasn't really feeling the bridal party. Like I said, I didn't know them. By the time we got there, we was all hot and sweaty and over it. So um it was just a lot happening. And I know my attitude be wrong sometimes. I catch an attitude quick and I be trying to put the attitude to the side, but my attitude wasn't right. So I was probably sitting there being the antisocial bridesmaid. Maybe I'll do another podcast next year in wedding season about different types of bridesmaids because I was definitely the bridesmaid with attitude. I wasn't really talking. I put on my dress. I'm gonna smile for these pictures. Y'all leave me alone. Um, the saving grace of that whole thing is that I did end up sitting down talking to one of the bridesmaids, and she became one of my lifelong sister friends. Somebody that is a very intricate or very integral part of my life now. So it's not always bad. Like you can make some friends, but understand that it won't always be the case. It won't always be your core friend group that's at the bridal party or that's in the bridal party. So that's number two. Number three, a very important truth about being a bridesmaid or something that you need to understand about being a bridesmaid. Number three, weddings are a joyous occasion. Everybody is excited. Because they're excited, emotions are running high. You're probably going to have an attitude at some point. At some point between the planning process and the big day, and especially on the big day, there will probably be something that rubs you the wrong way. Something said, something done, a look, a eye roll. It's gonna be something that's probably gonna tick you off. And you have to learn to push past that in that moment, shake it off, and keep the focus at the forefront of your mind. This is not about me. Yes, these people tried me, or yes, I did not like that, but I'm not gonna let it dampen my mood because I don't want to dampen everybody else's mood. I want this to still be a joyous occasion for my friend. And y'all, it's not easy. I promise you, it's not easy. And I'm gonna tell you how I know it's not easy. So, there was a wedding that I was in, and this one, the majority of these people were my friends. So like I was kicking it. We were all excited, like, hey, we in here. Our friends are getting married. Like it was great. So we got to the rehearsal the night before the wedding, and the wedding planner was there, and it was some person that we had never met. None of us knew this person. Only the bride and groom knew this person. And like I said, a lot of us that were in the wedding party were friends outside of the wedding party. So we talking, laughing, we doing what we do. And y'all, the wedding planner was trying to get everybody to be quiet. She was trying to center us in so we could do something. And I guess we weren't responding fast enough for her. And that lady hollered out, I just need everybody to shut up. Y'all, it's not often that I pop off. But I know for a fact that I turned around and said, who the hell do she think she's talking to? And one of my friends had to politely pull me into the hallway and tell me to get my life because that's not the way you talk to adults. We all grown up in here. You're going to talk to me with some respect. But my friend had to remind me, Joy, it's not about you, sweetheart. This is not your day. Don't go showing out on these people's behalf. They done put their money down. Behave. And it was hard because I want to cuss that lady out. I want to cuss her out at the rehearsal and at the wedding. But I didn't. It was hard, but I didn't. God be praised. I made it through. But emotions are running high. I'm sure that lady had a ton of stuff on her plate trying to prepare for the wedding. I'm sure that, her mind is going a million directions and she just trying to get this task done. I'm sure she was just as frustrated as the rest of us with the process because the process is strenuous. There's a lot of things that go into planning a wedding. But you don't talk to no adults like that, especially people that you don't know. So, be ye reminded, bridesmaids out there, and even the groomsmen, because I'm sure y'all can attest to a lot of this stuff too. Emotions are running high, and something is probably going to rub you the wrong way. Learn how to shake it off quickly and move past it quickly. Okay? All right. Number 4. We banging these out, but this one gonna be a little lengthy. Number 4, the fourth truths about being a bridesmaid slash things that you need to understand as a bridesmaid is that something will probably not go as planned. It could be something as big as a dress ripping or not coming in time or being too small or way too big. It could be something as small as your bouquet is falling apart and you just need to make it down the aisle with that bouquet. But that's just life. Something is probably not going to go the way it planned. Now, I have 3 examples for this, so y'all bear with me. Wedding number 1. This wedding, we did all of the stuff leading up to the big day. The morning of, everybody gets up, they leave in their house or their hotel to do what they need to do, and it starts pouring down raining. I mean, like flash flood level pouring down raining. Um, to the point that the streets in front of the church started flooding. How are the guests gonna get to the church if the street is flooded? Um, There was also some undergarment issues with somebody in the bridal party. One of the, I don't know if it was a flower girl or a junior bridesmaid, but somebody, we could see all of their little cartoon panties and bras through their dress. And again, the streets are flooded. We less than an hour out from the wedding at this point. How are we gonna have the time to get this child to the store to get the right underwear? And it was a lot. When I say it was a lot, and then this is all the same wedding, y'all. We get through the ceremony, it stops raining. We go to an outdoor location to take pictures as a bridal party because that's what we do. The bridesmaids, the groomsmen, of course, the bride and groom, and all of the other wedding party participants. We went to an outdoor location. We got there, and the groom's tire was flat. Like, so flat that he could not even drive it somewhere to get them to look at it. So it's just that type of way. Like, those things happen, okay, y'all? That's wedding number one. That's my first example. Number two, wedding number two. Um, there was a lot of things happening at this wedding. But at this particular wedding, we got through the whole ceremony. Things were going well. Well-ish. And we got through it. They said I do. They kissed. The guests started to leave to go to the reception. Of course, the bridal party stayed behind to take pictures because that's what you do as a bridal party. You take pictures after the ceremony. For most people, some people do it before, but for most people, they believe it's bad luck for the bride and groom to see each other before the ceremony. Whatever. Yeah, why the photographer left? I mean, literally, we were looking for the photographer, and somebody called, and she was like, "Oh, I'm back at home. I didn't know y'all needed me to stay." What? You didn't know that we needed to take pictures as a group? We literally, everybody got out their phones, and we just started directing. All the bridesmaids stand here, turn to your right, hold your bouquet. Now the bride, you stand here, you hold your bouquet this way. And we started taking pictures on our phones. And then pictures was the bomb, but that's just God's grace. When I tell y'all, the photographer literally dipped and was like, "Oh, well, I'm not coming back. Like, I signed up for this many hours and this is all I'm doing." So we had to find a whole nother photographer for the reception. Literal insanity. Um, so that was number two. Now, my third example is still a part of this wedding. It's just a different department. It's not the photography department. This time it was the music department. So most people know that at weddings there's some type of music, somebody singing or playing, or both. The musician canceled 2 hours before the wedding. Now we out of town. This is an out of town wedding, so it's not like we are in our place where we used to be. It's not like we know all the connections here because we out of town. We somewhere else because our friends get married. Y'all, the musician canceled 2 hours before the ceremony. One of the singers was not comfortable with her song, and the other singer was running late and was not going to be there on time to sing her song. When I tell y'all, the bridal party was working. We all were on our phones, calling other musicians that could potentially get there within the 2 hours. We were reaching out to different people to sing songs. And I'm gonna tell y'all how I know. My friends, my inner core friends will know exactly which wedding this is. Well, they already know based off of what I just said. But I ended up telling one of the people, whoever was doing the running around, because I was a bridesmaid. I think in that wedding I was actually the maid of honor. But whatever the case, I was trying to make sure, well, we were trying to make sure that everything went smoothly and that the bride had no clue of what was happening. I had to tell somebody, go out there to where the guests are sitting. Find my mama. She looks like me in the face, and she got on a gray dress, and she's sitting next to my daddy. You know what my daddy looked like. Go out there and ask her, will she sing the Lord's Prayer? Literally out here being resourceful. Okay? And that's something that you have to learn as a bridesmaid. Your job is to support the bride, to make sure that on your end everything goes smoothly, and to do what you can. The bride had no clue that all of this stuff was going on. She was back there getting her makeup done, getting star pamper treatment, because that's what it should be. It's your day, and we're gonna make sure that it goes smoothly. Now, after the fact, when we told her about all that stuff later, she was like, I cannot believe that all of this was going on. But I commend us as a bridal party because the bridesmaids and the groomsmen pulled together. We had to pay another musician, but we made it work. Like, we wanted our friends to have a good wedding day. And I believe they did. Um, so as a bridesmaid, this is kind of like a um 4B type of thing. So falling under something will probably go wrong or something will probably not go as planned. I want you to remember that be resourceful. You're able to be resourceful and you're able to help make this day as smooth as possible. Do what you can. Now every bride and every groom is different. So some bride and groom may want to communicate with each other and figure that out themselves. But be available and be ready to be resourceful in whatever way that you can. All right, so five, my last point, or my last truth about being a bridesmaid, or the last thing that you need to understand about being a bridesmaid, you will spend a lot of money, okay? I put this last on purpose because when we agree to be in somebody's wedding, we just think like, oh, my friend is getting married and I get to go be cute and stand there in a nice dress and hold the flowers and take pictures. Um, it's become a lot more than that. The wedding industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry for a reason. There's a lot that goes into weddings. Now, it doesn't always have to be that way. Some people have very simplistic weddings, and that's their prerogative. It's their day. They're welcome to do what they want. But from what I've seen, weddings are expensive. The dresses, the least that I pay for a dress is $150. The most I pay for a bridesmaid's dress is $250 or $275, somewhere in there. Um, Bridesmaid dresses are expensive. Then you got to get your hair done the way that the bride requested, the shoes that the bride requested, um, your makeup that the bride requested, your nails, and more than likely your feet per the bride's request. Um, then you have to pay for travel because you have to get there, which, if it's not local, you have to pay for a hotel room and for food because you're not at home to just eat some food at home. Um, and for me, many times I had to get a rental car because my old car wasn't gonna make it. So it's a lot. It costs a lot to be in a wedding, and don't take that lightly. Like, understand that you're gonna have to put some money aside. And now I've seen lately a lot of weddings are doing like bridal fees or bridal party fees, where we are helping to pay for something for the bride. So, maybe we're gonna do an out of town bachelorette party, or maybe we're gonna do, a really fancy bridal shower. Like, those things cost, and a lot of the times they will call on the bridal party to do that. So be aware, you are agreeing to a large financial obligation when you agree to be in somebody's wedding. And most of us will do it without a second thought because we love our friends or our family members. We love these people that are asking us to be a part of their day, and we're honored to be a part of their day. But please understand that it is a financial responsibility as well. Okay. So this is my last thing that I'm gonna get out y'all way to my brides. One, do y'all bridesmaids right. Don't get them little ugly dresses that look like curtains. Um, get them something nice that they can wear again to another, formal event. Um, don't be having them out here looking. I've seen people, the bridesmaids dress look like curtains, or the color is like a baby puke color. Just not pleasant. Okay, make it feasible for your bridesmaids to participate. Don't have them out here spending millions of dollars. And get them some nice dresses. And lastly, be kind to your bridesmaids. Don't be a bridezilla and be mean and rude and snappy to your friends because they loved you enough to endure all of that just to be a part of your big day. So, yeah, that's all I got. Um, I have taken a vow of not being a bridesmaid anymore. My friends know I be talking junk, and if they really need me to be a bridesmaid, I will. But it's a lot. It takes a lot to be a bridesmaid, and so I have to think about it a little more before I make that commitment. So for those of you, like I said, that have been bridesmaids or will be bridesmaids, I hope you understand that you got to think about this stuff before you agree to do it. Okay. Anyway, I'm rambling and I don't want to get to rambling too much. So I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast episode. I'm sure it was very lighthearted and I hope you enjoyed. If you're in a wedding, do your thing, get out there, be fine. If you're in a wedding coming up soon, if you are about to get married, congratulations. May this be an amazing union for you. And may this be one of the best memories that you'll ever have, not only with your spouse, but with your friends. So that's all I got. Enjoy wedding season, y'all. And let's exchange.